As people move beyond the age of 60, the human body enters a phase where recovery, resilience, and structural tolerance are very different from what they were in earlier decades. This does not mean the body becomes weak or incapable, but it does mean it becomes more sensitive to stress, impact, and overload. Joints gradually lose protective cartilage, bones naturally lose density, connective tissues such as tendons and ligaments become less elastic, and muscles take longer to repair after exertion. At the same time, balance reactions slow down, and coordination is slightly reduced. When exercises are chosen without considering these changes, they can silently accelerate physical decline instead of preventing it. One of the biggest mistakes adults over 60 make is continuing to perform exercises that were appropriate in their 30s or 40s. High-impact movements, such as jumping, fast running on hard surfaces, or explosive changes in direction, place repeated shock through the knees, hips, and spine. While a younger body can absorb and recover from this stress, an older body accumulates micro-damage. This damage may not be obvious at first. Many seniors feel only mild stiffness or soreness, which they often ignore or consider normal aging. Over time, however, these small stresses add up, leading to joint degeneration, chronic inflammation, and reduced mobility. The danger lies not in one single workout, but in repetition over months and years. Heavy resistance exercises present another risk when performed incorrectly or without proper modification. Lifting excessive weight places compressive forces on the spine and shear stress on the shoulders, hips, and knees. After 60, spinal discs are thinner and less hydrated, making them more vulnerable to compression injuries. Exercises such as heavy squats, deadlifts, or overhead presses can overload the spine and surrounding joints if form, load, or range of motion is not carefully controlled. Even when pain is not immediate, repeated spinal compression can contribute to disc degeneration, nerve irritation, and long-term back problems that limit daily activities like walking, bending, or standing for extended periods. Extreme stretching and forced flexibility are also commonly misunderstood. While flexibility is important, aggressive stretching pushes joints beyond their safe range, especially when connective tissue has lost elasticity with age. Movements that force deep spinal twists, extreme back bends, or ballistic stretching can strain ligaments and irritate nerves. Unlike muscles, ligaments do not recover quickly, and once overstretched, they may never fully regain stability. This can lead to joint instability, increasing the risk of falls and injuries. For seniors, stability is far more valuable than extreme flexibility. Another overlooked issue is cumulative fatigue. Exercises that demand prolonged effort, rapid repetition, or high cardiovascular strain can overwhelm the recovery systems of older adults. When recovery is insufficient, the body remains in a state of chronic stress. Elevated stress hormones, persistent inflammation, and poor sleep quality often follow. Over time, this state weakens the immune system, slows healing, and increases the risk of cardiovascular events. Instead of strengthening the body, excessive training load gradually drains it. The connection between inappropriate exercise and lifespan is indirect but powerful. Injuries are one of the fastest ways older adults lose independence. A knee injury may reduce walking ability, leading to lower activity levels. Reduced activity causes muscle loss, poor circulation, and weight gain. This cascade increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and depression. A back or shoulder injury may limit daily tasks, making a person more sedentary and socially withdrawn. Each step away from movement accelerates biological aging. In this way, the wrong exercise choices quietly shorten healthy lifespan by triggering a cycle of decline. It is also important to understand that pain is not a reliable warning signal in older adults. Many age-related issues develop without sharp pain. Joint cartilage has limited nerve supply, so damage can progress silently. By the time pain becomes noticeable, significant deterioration may have already occurred. This is why exercises that feel fine in the moment can still be harmful when repeated regularly. Longevity-focused fitness must be proactive, not reactive. Another factor is balance and fall risk. Exercises that involve instability, rapid movements, or fatigue increase the chance of falls. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in adults over 60, often resulting in fractures, head injuries, and long recovery periods. Even a single fall can dramatically change quality of life. Exercises that challenge balance without adequate support or progression increase this risk rather than reduce it. The goal of exercise after 60 should not be maximum performance or calorie burn. It should be joint preservation, muscle maintenance, circulation improvement, and nervous system support. When exercises place excessive mechanical stress on aging structures, they undermine these goals. Longevity is supported by movements that strengthen muscles without compressing joints, improve balance without destabilizing the body, and elevate heart rate without exhausting recovery capacity. Understanding these realities does not mean exercise should be avoided. On the contrary, the right type of movement is one of the most powerful tools for extending health span. However, choosing the wrong exercises can undo many of these benefits. High-impact, heavy-load, explosive, or extreme-range exercises may look effective, but for adults over 60, they often trade short-term effort for long-term damage. In summary, the aging body requires smarter movement, not harder movement. Exercises that overload joints, strain the spine, or demand rapid force production create cumulative stress that gradually reduces mobility, increases injury risk, and accelerates physical decline. This decline affects not only comfort and strength, but independence, disease risk, and overall lifespan. For adults over 60, exercise should protect the body's structure, support recovery, and preserve function. When fitness choices align with these principles, movement becomes a tool for longevity rather than a hidden threat to it. After the age of 60, the true purpose of exercise shifts from building peak performance to protecting long-term function. At this stage of life, the body's priority is not how much weight can be lifted, how fast someone can move, or how intense a workout feels, but how well the body can continue to perform everyday tasks safely and independently. Longevity-focused fitness is about preserving strength, balance, coordination, and recovery capacity so that movement remains possible year after year. When exercise choices ignore this shift, they can unintentionally create a chain of problems that shorten both health span and quality of life. One of the most important realities of aging is reduced recovery ability. Muscles repair more slowly, connective tissues heal at a reduced rate, and the nervous system takes longer to adapt after stress. Exercises that overload the body or push it to exhaustion may feel productive in the moment, but they often leave older adults in a prolonged recovery state. When recovery is insufficient, the body accumulates fatigue rather than adapting positively. This lingering fatigue increases stiffness, reduces coordination, and raises the risk of injury during even simple daily movements. Over time, constant under-recovery becomes more damaging than inactivity itself. In adults over 60, injuries are not just temporary setbacks, they are major turning points. A single injury can lead to weeks or months of reduced activity. During this time, muscle mass declines rapidly, especially in the legs and core, which are critical for balance and mobility. Loss of muscle strength makes everyday activities harder, such as climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or carrying groceries. As these tasks become difficult, confidence drops, and people naturally begin to move less. This reduction in movement accelerates aging by worsening circulation, insulin sensitivity, and cardiovascular health. What started as one poorly chosen exercise can quietly lead to long-term physical decline. Another critical issue is joint protection. Joints are designed for movement, but they are not designed for constant compression, shock, or extreme angles, especially later in life. Exercises that overload the knees, hips, shoulders, or spine can slowly degrade joint integrity. When joint pain develops, people often compensate by changing how they move, placing stress on other areas of the body. These compensations create new problems, spreading discomfort and dysfunction. Chronic joint pain is one of the main reasons older adults stop exercising altogether, which further accelerates muscle loss and functional decline. Extreme stretching and high